Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tackling a question that's, let's be honest, on pretty much everyone's mind. Is AI making us smarter, or is it just making us lazy? Now, this debate feels super modern, right? But what if I told you this exact same fear is literally thousands of years old? Okay, so get this. That quote you're looking at, it's not about AI. It's not about the internet or even a calculator. That's Plato from over 2,000 years ago, and he was worried about the invention of writing. Yeah, writing. He was afraid that if we wrote things down, we just outsource our memory, giving ourselves this, the show of being wise without actually doing the hard work of knowing. Does that sound a little familiar? Plato's ancient warning, it turns out, sets the stage perfectly for our whole modern dilemma. He saw new technology not as something that was simply good or bad, but as a kind of double-edged sword. To describe this, he used this amazing Greek word pharmakon, which means both a poison and a cure. He worried that writing was a pharmakon that would poison our ability to remember. And today, a lot of people are afraid that AI is our new pharmakon. It's a cure for all sorts of tedious work for sure, but could it also be a poison to our ability to think critically and for ourselves? Think about it this way. Calculators are fantastic, right? But if you only ever use a calculator, you never really get the why behind the math. The real fear with AI is the same, but bigger. By letting it do our thinking, we risk losing the fundamental skill of reasoning, of structuring our own thoughts. So, how do we use this powerful cure without falling for the poison? Well, it all comes down to our minds. And that brings us to the absolute core idea of this explainer, the huge difference between search and inquiry. These are two totally different ways of using AI, and one of them is just way more powerful than the other. First, let's talk about search. The source material uses the Korean term 검색 for this, and it's basically our default mode. We ask a question, we get a single, clean answer. It's passive. It's a hunt for effect. And what's the problem with that? It's usually an informational dead end. You get your answer and your brain just stops. Now, let's contrast that with inquiry, or 탐색. Inquiry isn't about finding an answer. It's about exploring a whole topic. It's an active journey where you're constantly asking why and what if, and can you show me another perspective? This approach doesn't lead you to a dead end. It opens up a whole landscape of new ideas to explore. So let's just break it down nice and simple. With a search mindset, you're basically a consumer. Your goal is just to find a quick answer. But with an inquiry mindset, you become an explorer. Your goal is to discover new questions. One gives you a single, lonely fact. The other, it gives you a whole map of interconnected ideas. So how do you actually make that shift? How do you do it in practice? Okay, this is where we get practical. If you want to go from being a consumer to being an explorer, you've got to master the art of the question. It's not just about what you ask AI, it's all about how you ask it. A really great conversation with AI starts with a well-designed prompt. So first, give the AI a role. Tell it who to be. Second, give it some context. What are you trying to do? Third, define the format you want back. And fourth, and this one is the real game changer, challenge the AI. Tell it to argue against its own point. This one little trick transforms it from a simple answer machine into a real thinking partner. And what's cool is that some tools are already built to encourage you to do this. Take something like Perplexity AI. After it gives you an answer, it automatically offers you a list of related follow-up questions. It's literally designed to turn a single answer into a real conversation, to nudge you away from search and into inquiry. It's like having a built-in feature for intellectual curiosity. So where does all this leave us? Well, it's asking us to completely reframe our relationship with this technology, to see it less as a simple tool and more as a new kind of partner. We have to get this straight in our heads. AI is not an answer machine. If you treat it like one, you're missing out on its real potential. And you're falling right into that trap that Plato was worried about all those years ago. So, if it's not an answer machine, what is it? I think the best way to think about it is this. AI is a mirror, a really powerful, sophisticated mirror,
for your own mind. Because what it does is it reflects the quality and the depth of your questions right back at you. You ask a shallow question, you're going to get a shallow answer. But if you ask a thoughtful, deep, challenging question, you're going to get a nuanced, thought-provoking response. The power isn't really in the AI, it's in you.
And so we end right back where we started. AI has access to a whole universe of information. It can connect dots, it can take on different personas, it can debate ideas with you. The only thing it needs to unlock all of that incredible potential is your question. The responsibility and the opportunity, it's all yours. So, what will you ask?